Thank you, wifey. Alright, so since I am waiting, I have to order a new piston assembly with the connecting rod and all that. And I'm cleaning up what remains of the cylinder. So I suppose we should just start cleaning plastic today. Get that out of the way for the heck of it. Well, without any further ado, just find all my stuff and get to business. This one I'm kind of going to be careful of because I don't really want to mess with the mechanism in there. So I don't want to get it too wet. So we'll just grab a rag and just start cleaning. I may or may not fast forward through some of this. Alright. This is mostly clean anyway. This one. Oh, got some grime up in here. Alright, we're back in here. So we did this. Got that all nice and scrubbied. And we did this. Got that all nice and scrubbied back and forth. We even did our little fan thing. And then got this all spick and span. And then we got our little blower handle thing. Even cleaned up this a little bit. And we got the other side of this case. You saw me finish with that one down there. It should be ready for whenever we get the parts in. So I started cleaning the filter thing and it was pretty nasty. So after I got done scrubbing myself, along with our spacer, scrubbed a little bit on the carburetor itself because it has a bunch of built up stuff on it. Don't know what you can see or not. Not really coming in very clear on the camera. And we got some of it. But because we did do that and broke it loose so that it wouldn't go in the carburetor, hopefully later on, I want to put this through the ultrasonic once or twice, one on each side at least, and see if it can break up some of the stuff on the outside. I might continue doing it a little bit. And then I'm going to take out the diaphragm and the block right here, and maybe this top piece, and then run the carburetor through it. But I'm going to do that all with some fresh soapy water because I don't want to contaminate it. And we got the back half of it in here right now, running through. But that pretty much catches you up. It was a pretty long cleaning process, but it looks a lot better and we should be better off. Alright, bye. I wish it would have made a noise whenever it cut out, but it just went boop and gone. No noise. Okay, so got some new clean soapy water and we're just going to... we're not going to just... Hold on a second, people. I guess we are just gonna put that right in there. This little pipe is pain in my keister. There we go. On. Slink. Okay, so we'll run that maybe once or twice, flip it over and run it again, and we'll start disassembling and seeing where we're at. Okay, so we got our little setup here. And I'm going to take the carb out, start dressing it down. Cleaning it up. Unplug that gizmo. This is our setup, and I have some boxes of old carbs. If I need some parts, I might find something that will work for it. But I've got my carb compression. I've got my little meters in there. I got my carb cleaners, alcohol pads just in case, some light oil to lubricate stuff, and my little gas testing rig. Alright. I'm gonna hook you guys up to the top part. I might go get another pumpy thing. Be right back. Okay, let's get started. First thing's gonna be try and get this off. Well, it likes its home. Maybe I'll leave it there. So. Alright, that's the finest tip on this. So let's start here with the diaphragm. The screw, of course, don't fit it for beans. That's not the right kit. Oof. Let's check my other kit. It's upside down. Oh, I need a screwdriver that will fit that properly. Okay, got a whole series of them here. One of them ought to work. If I can get it out of the case. And our socket fitter. Their bits. Okay. Disconnect our socket. Interesting. Let's figure out which one of these is going to make you happy. That one should, I hope. If we can get it out of here. Okay, set these aside. Let's work on opening this up. Like that. Okay, here. Over here. Right here. It is looking clean. It's good. I want to make sure nothing got up in here on the diaphragm. Can you turn that video off in there? Yeah. There we go. Sorry about that. Might need to mute some of that. Don't want to plagiarize someone else's stuff. Thank you. You're welcome. Those are some long screws. Normally they just screw to the top part, but I guess because it's holding this whole plate in here. See if we can get this off without upsetting it too much. Tappy, tappy, tappy. Got a good seal, that's for sure. Yeah, there we go. Now, dry this little guy off. This is what pushes the fuel through it. Heart of the system. Okay. behaves and let me remove it. There we go. And there's actually a gasket attached to that, but I'm not in a particular mood to mess with that. This all looks good, really good, so I'm tempted not to mess with it at all. Those screws, probably unscrew all that too. And there's a little filter in there. I'm just going to go and take away everything I can. I'm trying to get that little dab of stuff that's on there. Let's use one of my carb cleaning tools. Shall we? Don't want to puncture a hole in it. Trying to figure out what that is. Glob of something. Alright. Well, this is a check valve. Prevents air from going one way or the other. And this is your needle that plugs into there. See if I can find some markings on this thing. This is a WYC carb. That's important to know because over here, see if we can find a WYC adjustment. WY, WYK, EJ, WLA, WTA, WA, WS, I guess WY. For Walbro carburetors, these are the Zuma brands. But WY is right here. So actually a little tiny bit high. See if it matches this one. Does not. So what we're going to do is carefully get our screwdriver back over here. Adjust our carb. And down here, push it down just a little bit. Okay, see if it matches. Like that, so it's barely touching it. Perfect. Alright, so that's solved. We need to make sure this is just clipped in there, it looks like. But I am not tempted to mess with that. Alright. We can, however. This is the fuel return, so it goes back through that way. Okay. So it's depressed. Should push through there. It's not affecting it at all. Huh. some play in there. Before it's actually adjusting the needle, so that might be why it was adjusted so high. Might actually bend it back a bit. No, I'm gonna leave it because it should be adjusted to this. Okay, got that done. Let's see what else we got on here. Wow, look at all those ports. If this behaves correctly, this should come off too. Like that. We can get the rest of it to behave. Yes. Look at that. A lot of old ooey gooey fuel in there. Let's clean that up. So it goes down. Go into here and clean this up. Support. Something. Carefully check. I think it should go right in there. Yeah, I can see it poking through. I think. Let's open this all the way up just to see. Yeah, it's right in there. So if we go back, and up she comes. Right, like that. That port's clean. Although it had some gunk in it. Probably that we did that. Still does. Just use one of these. Yeah, it's got that stuff in it. Green stuff. Well, let's do this. Like that. Coming out. Definitely had some stuff in there. Like that. Okay. So that is that. Let's move up to the top side. First, we're gonna go and carefully place these guys in order, best we can. There they go, along with the screws. Over there. Grab the top. Oh yeah, how about I had the actual screwdriver on? Like that. Go in here. I'm gonna undo the screw. Okay, grab that. Pull that off there. And if this screw will cooperate, get that off there too. Like that. So, and we just rock it carefully. And there is your control of your throttle. So that's why it didn't have a choke. It acted like a choke with its throttle. That's kind of cool. Interesting. That is really dirty up in there. Okay, we'll clean that up. Kind of gnarly. We can access everything now, so get that taken care of. I like that. Okay, and that should be good. Double check here. It's a very interesting design. Never seen one like it. Alright. Looks like most of the mechanism is right up in here. It doesn't want to move now. Because this is not depressed. Yep. That's what it was. That's so cool. So yeah, this is going back in the cleaner. And we'll check back in later. And I might have to manually clean that, but for now, it's just going in there. Alright, I'm gonna go charge the phone and then we'll continue after that's went through the cleaner a few times. Okay, so let's continue on. I've got this out of the ultrasonic and it looks like it's pretty well cleaned up. So cool how that works. It goes zoom. Put some oil in here and up there. Since we ultrasonicked it. Fascinating. Maybe that's a fuel reservoir somehow. It does things, but I don't think so. So that would be sealed. Huh. I have no idea. That's curious. Might have to look that up. Okay, so this goes back in here. Figure out which way it wants to go. So I'm gonna go this way or this way. That's for which way it actually goes, I'm not sure. I have to look back on the footage. Huh. That's so weird. Does he use pressure to push it back up? And it's just like wild. Oh, okay, so that maneuvers sideways to push that up. Huh. That is so cool. Well, it really wants to stay there with it up like that. Regardless of which way I put it in. I guess that seal's pretty important right there. Yeah, it's definitely Walbro. WYC 6515 on this side. Huh. We might look at how it goes on there. So if it's up against here, that thing out there, maybe the other way. Okay, it's up here with the thing on there, spacer. That's essentially what it's doing right there. Facing outwards. Let's see. I don't know. That looks right though. Am I wrong? Alright, I'll be right back. I'm going to check the video, see if I can see any details that would help me out. Okay, looking at the video, it definitely goes like that. Seeming there's no screws, not screws, gasket on that. I'm going to go ahead and put some polymer to help it keep from leaking. Don't know how important that is, but I don't want to play the guessing game. Be really careful how and where and how much I put. Alright. Down. Right here. Something like that. Let's get it thinner. I don't want it to interfere with the float thing. Butterfly, whatever you want to call it. It's round and it works like a butterfly. There. That should be right. So, with this side up like this, I think it's facing that way. I'm going to double sure before I stamp this thing on there. Be right back, you guys. Okay, we should be good. Close that up. Stick this back in here. Very carefully. Like that. Have our screws. Started. Let's go into this one. And that one started. Okay, just tight. Tighten or one tiny ugga. Over here, make sure that one's tight, and one tiny ugga. Alright, now, okay, it's working. Good deal. Look at the butterfly thing as it goes. There we go. Now, moving on to the bottom of this thing. we've got this piece, which goes on like these. Okay. So I'm gonna get some polymer again. You don't need it, you probably shouldn't. What is that inside there? I don't like that. Let's just clean that up while I'm here. Just in case I haven't said this video, I'm not sponsored. So let's go through it. And some very outskirts of this thing. It's just a light coat. I'm gonna do what I can. And I'll go back and clean it up. You may not be able to see it, but I can feel it. It's definitely on there. Okay, let's clean the inside here. We don't want this stuff in there, even though it's just fine. And a little bit of OCD. Not sponsored. Sponsored by OCD. That's funny. I hope. All right. That should work. So then, go here. Oh, that's fun. I guess big gap. About the same, honestly. Interesting. So let's line it up with what goes under it. I think that goes under it. Because that matches the same lines on there. Like that. Okay. Yeah, that one. Grab some more. Sticky, sticky stuff. Go around that. This is made for fuel system. Okay. Carefully wipe up all the excess. Handy dandy alcohol swab here. I'm not too worried if I get too much of it off because you don't need it anyway. Just being spectacularly careful. Okay. Now, grab this little guy, line it up with the holes, put that on there. And then we're going to grab this guy and this thing right here. It's a funny color. Put that right there like that. Go here. So that's the breather thing to the side. Carefully drop that in. Alright, carefully drop that in. Carefully drop that one in. And slam that one in. No, just kidding. Okay. Start tightening down. Since there's no airflow sensor, like tuning screws, we're just going to have to hope it works right. If it doesn't, it's going to be that little lever in there, most likely. Okay, before we tighten it down, I'm just going to wiggle just a little bit. Make sure everything's seated good. Feels like it is. And go down until it just meets it. Go around to the same thing on the other side. Same thing on the other side. And so forth. Then we're just going to go around and do one more little teeny tiny hook at her. Because these things are very susceptible to air leaks. You do not want to over tighten them. It's not evident by the plastic. Alright, that should be good. Now, to give it a test, we'll grab our little tester here. Throw that away. I'm missing a tube. Huh. Okay, sure. That's for upgrading the size, so we don't need to do that, I don't think, unless I have to downsize, which I probably do. That on there, and this right there. Sure. Okay. And that's the return, and that would be the intake. Okay, good enough. Let's see. Loosen, tighten. Okay. Leaking through somewhere. Right there, I think. What we can do, that's what our cup is for. Stick it in a cup of water. Alright, that's leaking through the jet, so I think that lever's down too much, or up too much. It's letting fuel through. As it shouldn't be doing. Yeah. Alright. So I'll go adjust that. Either that or one of the check valves are bad. I don't really want to mess with. Sure. Okay. This is my guess. Let's adjust that out again. Take that. A little low. Raise it up a jit to hair. Touchy, touchy, touchy. Get with my fender. Right in there, just barely touching it. Try again. That's wrong way. There we go. I'm really curious about this. Given the way it's going through, I might try the other way just to see if it behaves better. First, let's try this. Okay, sure. Let's give that a go. Still not holding it. This. Oh, it's holding it. There it goes. Alright, so. Oh, check you out. That's what it was. Holding 10 psi. That's nuts. I definitely don't want to go any higher. Alright. So it's just that little lever is up too much. I don't know if that was from the factory or someone messed with it, but that should be fixed now. Stick this over here. Separate these guys. It's out of my hand. hand off. Put this back in here. These things back in here. They did a good job. Yet again. I'll put the cleaner back. Flat as I can. Go this way. Something like that. Ta-da! And let's see which way we got these things. Oh, they're both pressed inward. So let's go and swap them out. Actually, do that. So that would be going out to there. Yeah, I want them to go in this way. Alright, good deal. Now, let's get us a pipe. Temporarily. If I remember correctly though, I'll set this up so that I can test little balls. Actually, if I want fuel for it. So long as we can go through this setup. Okay. This should pull the fuel out through there. Push fuel in. Push fuel out. In, out, in, out, in, out. Like that. Alright, good enough. That should be all the crap through it. Okay. Disconnect. Disconnect. Move that out. Something like that. It won't get hard or decrepit. Let's take this and swap it back over. Like that. Fuel back in there. And there we go. Not great fuel, but it's at least fuel adjacent. And it'd be better than nothing or water inside that carb. Like that. That little carb should be ready to roll whenever we get the rest of the parts. The piston and arm and stuff. Polymer up and that up. This over here. That can stay there for now. Okay. This off here. We'll put our socket back on. So when we need to be prepared, put this back in here, like that. Get our new sealed carb back up here, out of the way. Water. Grab a shortcut set. And we'll put stuff back. I can't remember where it all goes. Oh, it does not go there. That goes there. That goes there. So that means that the screwdriver must go here. Where did this little thing go? Pretty sure it's over here. Okay, small wrench, big wrench. And this thing goes up here like that. Okay, so that means this goes here. This back over there for when we need it. Then we'll have it. And the only reason I put it back right now, as it's in its place over here, for us to work on this project, is if I went to work on that one, which I should do, but not yet. I want to get the pipes and stuff, and I'm going to get your eye on what I'm talking about. That right there. Sorry for turning it all around and around and around. Get you a better view. Right there. And that's the thing I was talking about, the boat motor. It's the only reason why I would, put all the tools back right now. I don't have a reason, but we got that sealed to a nice 10 psi and cleaned out. So, hopefully didn't lose all that video with it doing whatever it was doing just a second ago. But even if it did, we're at that stage. We just need to wait for our part. Alright. Bye. Quick cap. All those things are cleaned. Ready to roll.